So today what I've got here is another Chinese lock. Now this one is interesting. This is not an RFID lock, neither is it a magnetic stripe lock, but rather it is like an IC card lock. So if you take a look at the card, one side is white, and the other side, it's almost like a credit card. It has a chip. Since it has a chip, if you take a look. So the way it works is, works almost like a magnetic stripe, except that it has an IC card. And the way it works is, you put your card in, keep it like this so that you can see the LED. So you take a look at the LED on top, and I stick this card in. You see that? It means that it knows that there's a card, there's a green LED, and it knows it's the right type of card, so it's ready to actually read the second time. And when you pull it out, what will happen is that it will actually read the ID on the card, and if it's correct, it will actually send a signal to the lock case and actually, as you heard, move the motor and engage the clutch on the back. So I'll show you again. The card, see that? It's done, and then you can open the lock. Now, the great thing about this lock, as opposed to the RFID one, is the fact that it's a lot better in terms of design. The deadlocking pin actually works. Another thing is that every time you decide to open the door, and when you pull the latch back, as soon as the latch is pulled back all the way, as you heard, the motor would actually turn back, and when you release your handle, you'll hear a click, and the slip clutch would work again, and as you can tell, this would be automatically locked. So what does this mean? This means that every time you close your door, you know it's going to be locked. You don't have to scan your card again or insert your card again. So that's a really nice feature as opposed to the RFID lock I showed you. However, it does have very many similarities. The lock case is pretty much exactly the same thing, except this one's a little better quality. It works pretty much exactly the same way. Another thing is, you can register a new card. I don't have another card to show you to register, so if I show you this, on the bottom it also has a backup cylinder. And before I talk about the backup cylinder, actually, this lock again has the same flaw as the RFID lock. And that flaw is, excuse me, the fact that it does not have privacy mode. Now, again, the back, if you take a look over here, the back looks pretty much exactly the same as the RFID lock. The way it works, again, is that it's an interconnected lock set on the inside, which means that if you're on the inside, you throw the bolt, you can retract the latch as well as the bolt at the same time, get the handle, like that. And so that would actually release the lock. Now, again, the same problem is there's no privacy mode on this lock. So if you throw the bolt, most other hotel locks, it'll be like a privacy function where you throw the bolt and then afterwards it will be locked and you can't get in with a card. However, if I turn this lock back around, and I'll show you, if I show you this again, if I use my card, this is just a standard guest card, and let's say a dishonest maid or some other guy who has a card for this lock wants to get in, they will get in. I'll show you. This is the card. I stick it in, and it will still release, and you will still be able to pull the deadbolt back. Which is a problem because this means that there's no privacy mode and anyone can get in whenever they want to. Another thing is the deadbolt. It is for added protection, but there's the same flaw, and that flaw is that you cannot engage or disengage the deadbolt, or you can't engage the deadbolt from the outside. So whenever you leave, there's no way, unless if you have the emergency backup key, but you wouldn't have that to, throw the bolt. And so that's a big problem with this lock, since the whole point of a deadbolt is for more security, but you can't use it when you're outside, which really is a shame. So yeah, anyhow, this lock is a pretty nice lock, yeah, it's a fun lock to play with. It's not particularly a super high quality, high security lock, but it costed me only 25 bucks, and it's a pretty good investment for 25 bucks. So in the next video, I'll show you the backup cylinder, and I'll probably pick it like the other one. So see you in the next video. Come on now. discussing the lock, the bypass lock cylinder. And to show you, it's just a small peanut brass cylinder. It's nothing spectacular. Show you this, the key. Again, nothing super spectacular. It really is just a 5-pin Yale type key. It is long because of the fact that it's supposed to actually accommodate thicker doors, or the thickness of the door. So I'll show you this. The way it'll work is you put the key in, and you would extract and extend the bolt, and you can also retract the latch. So I'm going to extend the bolt, show you everything is locked, and we're going to go ahead and try to pick this. And so for this, I'll be using a Z-bar and a double ball. It's used for wafer locks usually, but it works really well on these cheaper pin tumblers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply tension, light tension, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to rake this. There you go, I see, that's once. Now it's once. That's, you see it, it's locked again. Now you just have to pick it once more, and you should release the latch. If it wants to cooperate with me. But of course, it's not going to since it's on camera. Until there's that. And it's picked again. So if you take a look over here, if I raise this a bit, you'll see is I have successfully picked it so that I can also retract the latch. So yeah, well, thanks for watching, and yeah, this is the lock, and show you this is the lock. So yeah, thanks for watching. I do recommend this lock as a toy, and but not so much for security, again, because of the fact that it does have a lot of problems, such as the privacy function not working. And another thing that I didn't discuss is that if you take a look over here, of course the background's not wanting to work, but if you take a look over here, that black stuff, that's mainly plastic. And the problem with that is that if it's plastic, you can usually rip it off easily with a crowbar or something like that. Another thing is it doesn't come with any security screws or anything like that, so this means that you can easily kick this door open, kick the door open if this lock was installed. But all in all, it's not too bad of a lock. It's got pretty good electronic functions. It's a logical idea to install this lock on a door, and it provides a decent amount of security, I guess. The lock cylinder isn't super high security, it's not really good at all, but all in all, the bolt is pretty good. The lock case is actually better quality than the RFID one. It's at least, I guess it could qualify as a medium duty lock case, and you know, everything about this lock is pretty good for the price. It only cost me around $25, so can't really beat it. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Please do keep it legal. I don't, just because I put this video up doesn't mean that you can go start breaking into hotel rooms. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please do keep it legal, and rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So thanks for watching.